Offensive tackle Garett Bolles was the most improved player this NFL season. Now, some stats I want to throw out to you is in 2019, 1,012 snaps, 21st in the league, 17 penalties. We all know the guy that was booed in Denver because every game he was just holding people. Every damn game, every time you see a flag, you go, oh no.
It was national news.
Garett Bolles held again. Oh, 70. Oh, every time, Alex, engraved in my head. Holding. Offense number 72. Every damn play.
It was always a big play too.
Exactly.
Always.
Don't gain 20 yards. No, holding. Offense every time. He gave up 4 sacks last year, and he only had, according to Pro Football Focus, a grade of 76.1. Fast forward to 2020, 1,015 snaps, only 7 penalties, tied for 9th in the league. 0 sacks allowed this season with over 500 pass blocking snaps and a 90.6 Pro Football Focus game. That was the 3rd highest graded offensive tackle, only behind Trent Williams and David Bakhtiari. So, and some other candidates I would like to throw in there to go along with this would be Josh Allen and DK Metcalf. By yourself.
So, I am going to reluctantly sell this statement because I think Garett Bolles made an absolutely astounding jump from 2019 to 2020. I mean, the amount of ridicule he got from the media, from the local people, from the fans. I mean, he was just getting torn apart because he always had those holding penalties.
People hated him.
Yeah, I mean, he was just like he was almost like about to get cut, it seemed like. And he
like
comes back. He gives up 0 sacks as a left tackle. I mean, here's one thing I will say. Drew Lock, as much as you can give him credit for, his gunslinger mentality, that doesn't a lot of the time allude to a lot of sacks because he's just kind of, either throwing the ball up before he needs to, or he's running around trying to do something. But you never see really high sack numbers, especially from the left tackle spot. Because if you think about the left tackle spot, that edge rusher is typically the best edge rusher that they have. Exactly. And a lot of the times the only way that they can beat a guy is speed rush outside or the spin back inside. It's almost never a bull rush. And that what that kind of alludes to is any quarterback that has any sort of wiggle to him at all, that's the first defensive lineman that they're going to maneuver around. And it's just very rare these days that a good left tackle or a solid left tackle is going to give up a ton of sacks. It's just not how the NFL is really done. A lot of the times it's the stunts or the blitzes that's going to get the actual sack. But a lot of the times it's not that one-on-one pass rush anymore. But I think you got to go with Josh Allen just because of the jump he made. It's just purely from an accuracy standpoint.
Yes.
Purely from
he made 70% this year.
It's just crazy to think.
That's some Drew Brees numbers right there.
Yeah, we thought this guy was going to be just your, I don't want to say it because it's almost disrespectful, but almost like your Joe Flacco type where he just had a cannon arm and didn't have any sort of accuracy.
Well, Joe Flacco is elite. He's elite.
Yeah, I mean, he won a Super Bowl, so you can't really get too pissed at it. But that was his mold. He was like that big, massive arm quarterback. But he made a huge leap, and a lot of that is due to bringing in Stephon Diggs. Gabe Davis was so underrated this year. He's a stud out of UCF. I think
Cole
Ryan
Beasley was extremely underrated in my opinion. He had something. It was some stat where he had the most catches where he had 1 or more steps on the cornerback or something like that.
He was creating a lot of separation,
and his rap game is phenomenal.
And in the red zone, he was incredible. And I mean, just that last series that the Bills had in the playoffs where he ripped off, I think it was against the Colts, maybe, when he had like 3 straight sideline catches at the end of the first half. That was just insane to see a rookie do that, especially in a playoff stage like that. So I think you got to give it to Josh Allen. But Garett Bolles made a huge improvement this year for sure.
In my opinion, of course, both these guys, it's it's an offensive tackle, it's a quarterback. It's apples to oranges at this point. It's hard to compare them with stats and stuff like that because it's 2 totally different things. You can't deny the fact that Josh Allen made a tremendous leap from 19 to 20. Can't deny the fact that Garett Bolles made tremendously from 19 to 20. They both, in their own right, deserve something like this. But just from public perception, at least in my opinion, I was going to give Josh Allen a lot more time. He still had everything you need in a quarterback. I was going to give him build an offense, give him a coach like Sean McDermott, and let him continue to grow because it's only year 2. This is only like year 3 for him. So give him time. Same thing like Tua. Give him time, which hopefully the Dolphins are actually going to do. But for me, Garett Bolles, I didn't want to give him time. I wanted him out, along with 90% of the Denver fan base. Then what does he do? He gets some coaching from arguably the greatest offensive line coach in the league, in Mike Munchak. And then he goes and turns himself into arguably an all-pro tackle where he was snubbed. He was like second-team all-pro. He should have been all-pro. Let's be real here. A left tackle that does this, the shining light on a abysmal and just crap offense. And a guy that was almost that Broncos fans, if these were Eagles fans, he would have his head on a stake at this point. But now he goes out and he redeems himself. He gets himself a fat contract extension. He's going to be in Denver for 4 more years, and the fans now love him. I'm going to give it to Garett Bolles because I think he earned this one, but also that I don't want to discount Josh Allen because, damn, we already highlight this fantastic season.